Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is August 12th, 2025. And I think officially we should just say I'm on day two of my challenge. Uh, and it started off a little rough. I videotaped the gold trade I took. Beautiful setup. I'm going to actually talk about it here, and then at the end of the video will be me actually taking the trade. But I did take a gold trade this morning that I thought was going to be, you know, stupendous. And I kind of got chopped up, beat up, stupid. I mean, part of the problem is when you're trading, when I did what I did, which is I jacked myself down to $2,000 for my account balance. And, I'm going to make excuses here, but I mean, what else can I do? But because of that, I get real nervous now about, even though the trade setup was absolutely freaking beautiful and all that kind of stuff, and I hit the entry absolutely perfect, I didn't have the comfort to take the stop and put it below the entry pivot of the entry candle. Not the entry candle, but the trigger candle, the one that's to the left. Because if I had done that, I would have been risking about $300 on the trade. and but from there, boy, it shot. I mean, I'm from there. I didn't just shoot straight off, but it got into a battle to the right, and then it went up $1,000 again. But in the battle to the right, I got chopped up because I entered, then re-entered, then entered again. And I got frustrated, and I tried to get all that loss back in the trade. I say loss. I mean, I was down like $300. Ironically, I was down about $300. And if I had put my stop at the $300 level, I never would have lost a dime. Matter of fact, I would have made $1,000. So, anyways, price took off, and then I let it sit out there too long, trying to get my profit. Again, I videotaped it. I talked my way through it. You'll see. So I ended up getting back uh, about 70% of my loss, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. That meant for the whole challenge, I was up like maybe $50. Since I started. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on work. And while I was focusing on work, and I was on the phone forever, talking to two different people on houses and stuff like that, I glanced over at 10 o'clock. I just happened to glance over at the NQ, and I'm like, holy cow. And I took an overnight open trade in the MNQ with 3 contracts, and thought I pushed the button to videotape it. Well, I was videotaping. The problem was I was videotaping the gold chart, not the MNQ chart, because I had been videotaping gold when I was trading it. So as I'm like halfway through the trade, and I'm talking about why I'm doing this and that and everything else, I look over at the video and I'm like, that's not what I'm trading. So I had to shut the damn thing off and restart the video. Anyways, I walk you through that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to literally just take the trades, put them on the screen, and kind of walk through them right here. And then I also have what is live videotaped. Okay, so hold on. Okay, first off is gold. And see, like we had news at 8:30. So here's 8:30. It was quite a bit of news. It was important economic news, blah, blah, blah. But this is the high for gold, and this is the low for gold going into the news. So there wasn't much movement in it. But then all of a sudden, the news hit and it just slung straight up. And then from this candle, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row straight into hold on here. Straight into the overnight open, the prior day close, and the prior day low. I mean, all three of them. And this candle weak down, and I took that long right there. And I mean, it ran straight up and then slammed back down like they have a tendency to do on these trades. And they took me out at my loss. So I was like, okay, fine. I re-entered, did it again. So I re-entered again, because the whole time this setup is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what you should expect for it to go from here with all this room right here. And the deliberateness and the force and the effort and all the stuff that they went through, you should expect this to go at least to there. Slam down, slam, looking for that rotation spot, boom, back to there. You should look for it at least to go there. And I didn't have the comfort to put the initial stop on this one here, which would have been right about $300 on my $2,000 account. Now, on my $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 account I've been using for the last few weeks, I probably would have done that. Anyways, so I end up getting, and then I was hopium. I was hoping for it to go to the high, and it just didn't. That's where I had my target. Ironically, this entry to this spot right here is exactly $1,000. Look what happened at the $1,000 mark. Do you think maybe traders were taking this for $1,000? Anyways, so that's where I got my butt kicked. I mean, I got most of my, even though I get knocked out here, I got bulk of my money back. So anyway, so let me grab the NQ chart just a second. All right, so this is the MNQ trade that I screwed up, and I was filming gold. I got 4 charts here. Okay, you got to understand. And so, and floating around on that chart is this thing. It's the camera. See how the camera goes into itself because I'm videotaping it on top of it, and I had the camera turned on, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that I was filming the gold chart. So I had the camera on top of the camera on top of the camera over to my left, just like you saw right here, the camera on top of the camera on top of the camera. Anyways, long story short, I was filming gold. So I didn't get to film this trade. So anyways, but here we are. And we had, this big move up in MNQ, all that kind of stuff. And then this kind of meandered its way up here and hit the prior day high, rolled down through here, boom, 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 and had a 1 minute gold line trade straight back into the overnight open and the prior day close, and all that kind of stuff. And I was sitting here and I just glanced over, and this candle had already formed, this big green candle, which was, let me delete this. That was the break of this pivot candle right here, which is the candle at the end of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. That deliberate. Remember I talked about deliberate. You're looking for deliberate moves to your rotation points. The more deliberate the move, the more you recognize that the sharks are involved, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the sharks in the tank and recognize which direction the sharks are going, where the sharks are going right now, and when they're going to turn. Because when they're going to turn is when you're going to jump on the bandwagon, because that's when they start cleaning out the money. Okay? And so this one popped right up, and I went, oh, crap, I missed it. So I made 3 contracts. I did a buy, and I put it where the break would be of this candle. And I got fortunate. They pulled back, took me into the trade on this red candle, and I put my stop down here. Now, pretty easy to put your stop right there when you're trading the MNQ, because you're not talking about a lot of money. And then they just started slamming it up. Now, at first, I'm going to talk about this. So let's just talk about this for a second, how I traded this since I lost the footage of it. You could have heard me talking about the trade, but you wouldn't have seen it. Anyways, you should at least, when you've got a big move like this, straight down, you should at least expect price to go to there, which is back to this pivot, okay? Which is a lot of times why I say when you have that rotation and it hits, and you got the prior day high, up here, you should expect it to just go to if it comes off the high, you should expect it to go back to the high. Same thing. This big pivot right here, you should expect price to go back to that pivot. So when this thing got entered, I had my target right here for all three of my contracts. Well, then this thing reached up, didn't get there, rolled over. Now, very, 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 very important. And I want to show you this at the same time. This is important I got to show you here. Hold on. Because I'm screaming it through the video that I didn't videotape because I'm an idiot. What time was this? What time was this candle? 10:12. So I want to show you what I'm looking at 10:12 in the ES. Okay. So this is important. So I'm looking at, here's 10:02, 10:03, 10:04, 10:05, 26, all that kind of stuff. We're not really concerned. What we're concerned with, as I'm getting this big pullback here, is I'm like, what made you hold on to this, Bob? I kept my stop down in this area. Again, I got a little lucky, but I'm looking for bigger money. I'm trying to get the bigger moves here. Especially when I'm just trading some MNQs. So anyways, what it was right here. Here's your 10-12 candle. What did your 10-12 candle do in the ES? It had a crossover retest of, hold on here. Let's see which one it is. Which line is this? The prior day open. So I'm sitting here looking at a crossover retest of the prior day open at 10:12. And I mean, come on, deliberate. Can you get more? And this is the ES. So this is deliberate. The sharks are in the tank. Okay? The sharks are in the tank in the ES. The sharks are in the tank in the NQ. So there's my 10-12 candle. I was like, I'm holding this. And I knew when this candle formed right here, as soon as that top was gone, bam, I threw my stop right here. And I grabbed my target and moved it to a higher point now because we got close to that target here when we rotated. So now the energy is there. I expected it to go to here, and that's exactly what it did. And then it rotated back down again. Okay. So this ended up being so I ended up moving my target from, spot 1, which is right here, to spot 2, which was a higher point because this rotated down and then up. And I stayed in this and allowed it to rotate down and up because of what was going on in the ES. And by the way, the RTY was showing the same stuff. At the same time, the RTY was just rolling through highs. It had nothing in its way at the same time. Like here. Okay, here's the RTY, just to show you. Here's the RTY at 10-12. Where is the 10-12? Here's 10-12. 10-10, 10-11, 10-12. I mean, the RTY is just off and running. Why is the RTY off and running? And the NQ wasn't? Because I wasn't in the RTY. If I was in the RTY, that would have been the one sitting in the mud right here like this. But anyway, so I got this to 85 points. Boom, boom, boom. I honestly can't be any more excited than that. What's important about it? Deliberate. Now, this was nice and deliberate. The crossover retest, Donchian Channel, boom, boom. That was very deliberate. I don't know how many points that would have been, but that would have been a pretty good trade right to there. And you should have known if you took this trade that is your target right here. Once again, this this being the rotation, that is your target right here. Once this pivot has been basically compromised by going up, coming back down, reloading, and then gone. And you'll notice this movement went right to that, and then it sagged. That could have completely collapsed all the way back to here. That wouldn't have surprised me at all. But anyways, it didn't. It ended up ultimately rotating over. But look at all this consolidation garbage. Nobody wants to be trading in that. You want to be trading in north-south, north-south. Okay? Everybody have a good day. Bye. All right, everybody. There was news at 8:30, so I kind of decided to wait till that was over because there was quite a bit of news. And gave me some time to catch up on some emails and stuff. So anyways, yeah. So what am I looking at? That's a good question. Looking at gold kind of, I guess, retesting prior day close, prior day low, and the overnight open all at the same time. This might be a really, really good opportunity for a long here. I am going to do it if I can. Wow. Oh, come on. Yeah, okay, let's go. Oh boy. Jesus. Let's go. I would kind of like it to roll its way up there, not run, so I can get something bigger out of it. If it runs, I'm going to get nervous and feel like I got to close it out. So let's kind of walk our way up here. Damn it. See, this is how I got screwed yesterday. Was I got too nervous and ran my stop up too quick. I need this to break the top of this candle here. And I'll just put my stop. Well, shoot, I don't want to put it further back than that. Okay, yeah, just come on. Hold the line. Hold the line. I don't want to move my stop back. I'm at 10 ticks now. I would like to maintain that and then move it up. But no, didn't happen. Shit. Well, there you go. That's $100 in the hole right there. You gotta be kidding me. Wow. What the hell? What the hell? I'll bet you this thing's going to go long again. Oh my God. I bet this thing's going to go long. Damn it. What a pisser. No, don't take me out of here. Hold on here. Let me give myself. All right, okay. Come on. Let's do this again. Come on. Whoa. What the hell? I'm not even getting a chance to move my stop. What is the problem here? Are we still having a hangover from the news? That's what it kind of looks like. Kind of looks like we're still hungover from the news. What was the news? CPI. Optimism index was pretty damn high. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. All right, come on. All right, I want to protect the bottom here. Let's go. I'm going for something big now. Forget this. Forget this. We're going all the way up here. Oh, there we go. All right. It's just freaking, these candles were so big I couldn't protect the bottom. God, I feel like an idiot. All right, come on. I mean, it was clearly obvious this was going long. Look at all these lines underneath here. Prior day close, prior day low, overnight open. We had a slam across and a test. I mean, come on, man. So I'm going to play this back to the daily high, which right now, if I can. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's over $1,000 to go back to the daily high. Is it really? From where I'm at right now? Yeah, it is. Holy cow. Okay. I'm pissed right now. I am pissed. I never should have taken those two losses like that. I should have just been man enough to take the bigger stop, knowing that this trade is for the bigger target. I mean, this trade is for, so I'm going to follow my candles. This trade is definitely for a bigger target. I'm going to follow my candles, not let these guys beat me up like they did yesterday. Well, they've already beat me up today, too. Come on, gold. Come on. Come on. Come on, gold. Back to the high. Let me look at this chart a little more to the left here, see what we got going on here. Got a lot of stuff going on right around in here, in this area. And look what they did. Exactly what you should expect. They came back and tested the break. Now they're going to run up, most likely. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'm protecting the bottom of this candle, which was broken here. What would be nice is this candle just kind of consolidating and the next one opening and blowing right up. That would be nice. Well, or this one blowing up for me. You dog, I'm telling you, just they came back and tested the break. Look at it. This exactly, look, it's exactly what happened. They tested the break of this zone, that was this candle. They came back and tested it. Now they're rolling it up. Just nasty stuff right here. Nasty stuff. All right, so I need this candle right here to close, and then the next one to open and go through the top of this candle, so I can put my stop right here. Go through the top of it. Go through the top of it. Come on. Well, technically, I think you had. Yeah, you did go through it. All right, well, we're going to put our stop here then. Come on, let's go. Technically, it did go through the top. Yep, by a tick. Come on. Come on, gold, please. Come on. I don't know why it's got to be so damn ugly today. All right, here we go. Come on. Oh, coffee's hot. Come on. Jesus. All right. Well, we've got all our money back. Now we need to make money. We're going to hopefully break out of this zone right here. Come on. Break this pivot right here. There. Come on. Come on. Break this pivot right here. There you go. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. So I got my money back and then some. I can't tell I'm reading my P&L. Anyways, Jesus. All right, here's $500. That's nice. But we're looking for the big one. We're looking for the big dog because I really believe we're going to get there. I want this to tick through this pivot right here. Tick through it. Come on. There you go. All right, there we go. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. We broke this pivot right here. That's a good sign. Probably going to pull back a little, consolidate, and then run up, hopefully. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back more than that. Be honest with you. I'd be surprised if it just blows through that top. With all that activity over here to the left, see all this right here? I'd be surprised if that blew right up through. I really anticipate it to have a little bit of a battle to get back to the daily high. I mean, I really do. But I'm going to try to ride it there because that'll make a big difference in my P&L for the day. Oh my God. I blew through my $180 I already had coming into today. And then I was down some money too. Come on. This could be it right here. Oh my God. This could be it right here. This could be it. I got to do a better job of how I manage myself on these trades. The ones that the sharks are in the water, but how I manage these trades in this zone right here. If I'd have just protected this candle right here from the beginning, this candle, this big red one, if I'd have just protected it, I'd have been fine and dandy. I wouldn't have had those two punches in the face. We're at 80 ticks. Come on. Come on. See, I am not surprised. I will not be surprised if we get punched in the face here a little bit. Look at all this stuff to the left right here. All these trials and tribulations. Come on. Come on. Come on, gold. Come on, 9. Come on, 9. Hold. Come on, 9. Hold. Come on, 9. Hold. Boy, I got way too greedy right here, folks. I got way too greedy. I never should have gotten this greedy. All right, come on. Come on. I never should have gotten this greedy. I should have clipped that out up here. Come on. Come on, gold. I never should have done this. But we're in it to win it. That's the way to look at it. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to get the big trade because I can see the big trade. Are you really going to take me out? Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God, what the heck? Come on. There goes all my money. There goes all my money. There goes all my money right there. What a freaking idiot. Yep. There goes all my money. God dang it, what an idiot. What an idiot. I swear to God. I'm such an idiot. Oh my God, I am such an idiot. I am such an idiot. I am legitimately the dumbest idiot in the world. Now, granted, see, I can't pick. I can't pick a top. You know what I mean? I mean, I did look over here to the left, and I saw all this resistance area and stuff that happened previously. There was a lot of it, honestly. But that doesn't mean I can pick a top. I can't pick a top. But what I should have done is followed my candle. I thought the 9 EMA would do a little better job for me, and I should have been out here instead of here. What was the difference? 27 and 20, about $270. I should have had at least $270. 250 to $270 more in that trade. If I'd have just followed the candles, either back to the daily high or the break of that candle that got broken to the left. God dang it. Freaking A. I swear to God, I'm just so stupid. I'm stupid. I can't even believe how freaking stupid I am. How freaking stupid am I? Freaking stupid. That is so stupid. So stupid. And again, I don't like candles with long wicks. I don't like tall candles. But here you are at 95. What is the entry on this one? 90. What's the entry on this one? Give me a break here. I got a fill of 96. What's the bottom? 93. So that'd be a $300 stop loss. I just don't like candles that big. Stop losses that big. That's what caused this right here. That $100 loss right there. Oh, fuck. Oh my God. See, one of the things, I'm going to say this while I'm sitting here. One of the things that I'm fighting, and I'm going to I got this from, again, prop firm habit. One of the things that I'm fighting is to take a trade to get my money back. So, because if I wanted to take a trade to get my money back, I'd have just closed out right here and I'd have been like, woohoo, I'm break even or whatever. This trade right here is exactly the cost of this trade. So I'm out $100, which was this one right here. And, you know, I'm fighting that because what ends up happening is I just get a lot of, break even days. And when I'm in a good trade that has a lot of possibility, and this trade had a lot of possibility. I mean, from here to here was another $400 to $500 if it would just followed through. Damn it. Let me check something here. 96. 06. That damn thing did go. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker in the teeth. See this entry right here? To there, that's $1,000. So if I protected the bottom of this candle, I would have gotten my $1,000. Yep. Well, I probably would have played the target to the top. But anyways, I would have at least had more money. Let's just put it that way. I would have had more money. I would have had more money. About $200 more by the time this candle was being broken, or even this one that I, doesn't matter either one. God dang it! Just frustrating. Just frustrating. Just frustrating. Just frustrating. But that could have been a game changer trade right there if I'd have gotten that up to there for me. Well, if I'd have had this one, that would have been a game changer. A game changer. A game changer, it takes your account from $2,000 to $3,000. That's a game changer. That's a game changer. Taking your account from $2,000 to 2,100 or 2,200. That's not a game changer. I'm doing my best to pick the high probability rotations, which this clearly was, and get the most money out of them I can. And maybe when summer trading's over, this'll become more consistent and get me all that money. So I don't want to stop that thought process. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stop that thought process because I really don't. Time's at 9 o'clock. Okay, oil just opened. Gold has a tendency to get a little squirrely right when oil opens too. You see this big green candle right here. That's oil opening right there. So, anyways, God dang it. Anyways, let me pause this for now. Hold on.